What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing a new Madden 22 franchise rebuild today with the New York Jets. Easily the most requested team from my first two rebuilds, where we rebuilt the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields, where Justin Fields was elite, but unfortunately we couldn't be in the big one. And then we did a rebuild with Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars, where we were able to win a Super Bowl. So hopefully we can keep that momentum rolling as we hit up another 2021 first-round quarterback, this time with Zac Wilson and the New York Jets. So yeah, easily been the most requested team. I get it, right? The new quarterbacks, everyone wants to see those rebuilds, but it was overwhelming, the amount of people that want to see the Jets. So I'm going to get the people what they want here on this glorious site. It's all about this man from BYU, the slinger, Zac Wilson, 75 with a hidden dev trade. Got his face skin in there. Very exciting quarterback. 94 throw power, had the most throw power out of all the quarterbacks from this rookie class. I'm not going to say that's surprising, but I don't know if I would say outright Zac Wilson had like the biggest cannon. I don't know if I would have had, maybe Trey Lance. But I mean, Justin Fields got a cannon. They're all big arm quarterbacks, so it is what it is. You're kind of nitpicking there, but we got 94 throw power for Zac Wilson. The accuracies are all on point. 87 short, 85 throw on the run. Good athlete with 83 speed, 88 acceleration. I think it's going to be a really fun rebuild, and I think he is going to be an excellent centerpiece. Do the Jets finally have their guy? They thought they had their guy with the Sanchez. Didn't work out. They thought they had their guy with Sam Darnold, and I think Adam Gase broke him. So now they have third time's a charm. And ultimately, I think the biggest thing for me, from an outsider looking in, especially if you're like a Jets fan that's watching this, I think Joe Douglas, the general manager there, is an exceptional general manager, and I'm buying in. If I could invest in stocks of football teams, I definitely think the Jets would be one that I would, currently they're probably pretty low price. I think I would invest. I think I would buy a little bit of stock there. I think could be... maybe not this year. Maybe I'm not saying immediate success, but I think the Jets are going to be sneaky good in the coming years, especially with Joe Douglas pulling the strings. At running back, we have Tevin Coleman there, 28-74. I mean, he's kind of old for a running back near the end of his lifespan. The running back that I'm most interested in using is Michael Carter out of North Carolina. His 1-2 punch with him and Javonte Williams in North Carolina was sick. 73 normal dev, not a burner, but we got the 90 carry and 91 change of direction, 68 catching, so he's some of the highest catching for the running backs that are coming from this rookie class. I think we're just going to go ahead and make him running back one, see if maybe we can luck into a dev trade here or there, and then if not, we might have to look at investing at that running back spot via free agency or spending a premier pick. But I definitely do want a run game to complement Zac Wilson. Wide receivers, they got Corey Davis, who finally had a breakout year with the Tennessee Titans after, you got to remember, the year he came out of Western Michigan, he was easily regarded as wide receiver one in that draft class, and he showed flashes of it with the Titans. It was just never any form of consistency. Maybe that was down to the quarterback play. I don't particularly know, but he cashed out, and I think that was a good signing for the New York Jets. We have Jamison Crowder, who's one of the most underrated slot wide receivers in the NFL, but unfortunately, the Jets also went out and got Elijah Moore to Ole Miss in the second round, and he's a slot wide receiver with a dev trade, 73 here, 92 speed, 90 acceleration, 83 catching, 82 catching traffic. He's looking pretty good, and I feel like that throw with the fact that everyone should know, especially if you follow my draft content, that I was a big Denzel Mims fan, even if he didn't say the nicest things about Philadelphia. But what I'm seeing on this roster, I think Jamison Crowder has some value. I think if a team that really needs wide receivers, might have players, out of contract, like one-year guys that are going to be easier to trade for than not. I think a wide receiver-hungry team with the right package, we could probably trade Jamison Crowder. I'll throw him up on the trade block in case something comes up, but I think I might go seek out a trade because there are some clear and obvious needs and holes that we need to try to fill here for this Jets squad, and we might be able to fill that right away by shipping off Jamison Crowder and just doing right by him because he is too good to be just sitting on the bench, especially for a Jets team. Tight end, we have Tyler Kroft, Chris Herndon. I mean, it's not a great batch of tight ends there. I think we will probably go with Chris Herndon as our starter. Good athlete, but ultimately definitely an area that we want to try to improve sooner than later. Offensive line, Mekhi Becton, outstanding, absolute home run for Joe Douglas, getting a franchise tackle. Was it his first full year? Was that year two? Early on in the Joe Douglas raid, to hit on a franchise tackle like that, exceptional. He is going to be a cornerstone of this rebuild. Left guard, they got Elijah Vera Tucker. They got another guy, 72, hidden dev rookie. This left-hand side of the offensive line is absolutely set. McGovern's solid. We have Alex Lewis at right guard, and at right tackle, Morgan Moses, the veteran who comes over from the Washington football team. I definitely think the right-hand side of this offensive line, gonna need to put some other pieces there, but the left-hand side, set and forget for this rebuild as long as we can, ensure contract renegotiations and stuff like that. On the defense, we got John Franklin Myers, solid, 77 with a star dev. He's only 24, so a pretty high ceiling for us. Right defensive end, they brought Carl Lawson over from the Cincinnati Bengals. Thought that was good business. I think, given the fact that he was like kind of in, one going in, one coming out, with Carl Lawson and then Trey Hendrickson going to the Bengals. I think I'd rather Carl Lawson than Trey Henderson. I don't know necessarily what the exact difference is between the two contracts, but I mean, for us, that's great. That's a great young edge rusher that is kind of like Jameson Crowder, a little bit slept on. I mean, if you look from the nerd football analytics side of things, Carl Lawson, not so much from sacks and forced fumbles and box score stats, but from like pressures and stuff, he's pretty damn near elite in the NFL. Then you got Quinnen Williams in the inside there, defensive tackle, 86 star dev. Hopefully we can get that dev trait back up. I'm pretty sure he was a superstar. Not maybe it was last year or maybe 2 years ago. But I think as a rookie, was he a superstar as a rookie? I can't remember. It's been a minute. There's been a lot of bad Madden. Finally, we got some good Madden here. And we'll just act like we'll get him back up to a superstar because he is a defensive lineman that absolutely has superstar potential. They got Sheldon Rankins coming over from the New Orleans Saints. Solid, 78. Fadu Kasi, 76. The Canadian Nathan Shepard, 71. So, I mean, we got a lot of depth on the defensive line, which is good. Linebacker core, CJ Mosley, very expensive. I don't want to necessarily say we're going to throw him up on the trade. I'm going to throw him up on the trade block, though. I don't want to say I want to trade him because we don't got someone else that can take his spot. We're not going to treat this like a Chip Kelly rebuild and just move on from guys with no clear contingency plan behind them. But if the right offer can come in from CJ Mosley, maybe they'll be in our best interest. They got Jared Davis, a middle linebacker, 72. They got Blake Cashman, outside linebacker, 74. He's a guy I usually like to use a lot in Maddens. But, it's absolutely an area that we want to try to improve. Luckily, the drafts so far, the generated drafts, have had some good linebackers. So I'm not, it's not like offensive line, for example, where it's just very, very difficult to draft in Madden. Secondary, also less than ideal. They have Bless Austin here, 74. No dev trait. Bryce Hall, I thought was great value when they got him, 72, entering his second year. So there is some upside there, especially if, one of these guys could potentially hit on a dev trait. But absolutely, the secondary cornerback spot in particular is an area that, we need something. We got to try to figure out something there sooner or later because teams are just going to throw for 500-600 yards on us every single game. Joyner there at free safety, the veteran. I think we're probably going to go Ashton Davis. For the time being, we could definitely kick. We could have just kept him there at free safety and just had him play the nickel in the depth chart there. But I'll just move him to corners because he's going to be an 80 overall. Looks good on paper, at least. You can go Austin and Hall on the outside, Joyner in the slot. Try that. Even though in real life, I'm pretty sure Joyner was pretty bad at slot, and his best football was at safety with the Rams. But we have Ashton Davis there, 75. I think he has a dev trait, star dev. Yes, he does. So we want to get him as many reps as humanly possible to see if he can develop into a cornerstone on the back end of the defense. Got Marcus May, Gator Bias, whatever you want to say. He's very consistent, very solid, 85 star. 28 too. Hopefully we can keep him for a full 5 years. Doesn't regress too badly. At kicker, we have Chris. People who annoy you. People will get that. If you get that, you're a real one. I'm not saying it because that could be a bad, out of context sound clip. But they got a kicker here. That's not a great looking kicker, by the way. 89 kick power, 69 actually. I might just get a new kicker. At punter, Braden Mann, 72, entering his second year. Lost his dev trait. Had a star dev last year. He was like an all-world punter at Texas A&M, so a little unfortunate. But the draft picks are good. 2 first-rounders in 2022. So, we don't have to be too aggressive in the trade market. We do have some pretty good draft capital. But also, that being said, we could be, because we have 2 firsts, a second or a third, if that's going to be something that potentially takes a trade over the line, we could be a little bit more, lenient with that, knowing that we have 2 first-rounders in the upcoming 2022 draft because of the Jamal Adams trade. So, let's see. I have a trade in mind. I wonder if we'll go through. So, we were able to make a deal here. The biggest thing for me, especially stepping outside of my comfort zone, is if you do a bad trade at the beginning of the video, there's already people that are going to be off-put by it. I had to re-record it because I originally sent this same compensation, Jameson Crowder, a second-round pick. I was able to get Marcus Peters, 88 overall corner from the Baltimore Ravens. And I was like, you know what? I think a lot of people, especially for Raven fans, like, oh, that's stupid. They'd never do it. So I try to take it within like the realm of possibility. That's like, all right, well, you look at it from the Jacksonville Jaguars standpoint. At wide receiver, someone proven like Jamison Crowder immediately improves that wide receiver room that has, Laviska Shenault, kind of unproven. You got, they're getting veterans like Marvin Jones Jr. Like Jamison Crowder would be a big time proven commodity at wide receiver. He's only 28 too, that still has some good football ahead of him to be a reliable target for Trevor Lawrence. And then there's been legitimate rumors this week that CJ Henderson is on the trade block. So I think for us here, for the Jets, I'd rather get the Henderson option than someone proven like Marcus Peters, because Marcus Peters needs to get paid sooner than later. And someone like CJ Henderson, we have an opportunity to grow and develop in this secondary, because this is very much a long-term rebuild versus someone short-term like Marcus Peters. So I hope you guys like the trade. If you want to see more trades in my rebuilds, let me know right now. And we might as well just use this point. So hit that like button. If you're ready for this Jets rebuild, you think we're going to win a Super Bowl, subscribe to. If it's your first time stopping by, helps out the channel. Would love to hit 150,000 subscribers sooner than later. Let's get into year one of the rebuild. I will say, as we were going through the team preview, and as much as I want to give Michael Carter a chance, and he will have that chance this season, I did say we might also have to look at the draft for a running back. And in case we want to, we got 3 premier draft picks. We got a mid-first rounder, Goodson out of K-State, Rodney Reynolds from Oregon State, early first-round talent, and then Taj Hayes from Stanford, early first-round talent. In the second round, we got multiple first-round picks, so it's looking good from that standpoint early on in our scouting process. So what better way to kick off the midway point of year one than a dev trade successful scenario? Ashton Davis went from star to a superstar in a losing effort. Our record is not particularly good, but to get a spot that was uncertain to say the least, to now have a superstar player back there, that is definitely huge for a Jets team that's still trying to put it all together, still trying to figure it out here, but we will upgrade Ashton Davis here. He's a scheme fit, even though he has the morale hit. 77, now a superstar. I mean, he was a legit playmaker out of Cal. A lot of people thought he was an absolute value pick for the Jets. So, sure. Let's see. I'll take a 28-7 year one loss for the Bengals if I'm trading that for a superstar dev trade for Ashton Davis. But we're 2-5. Things are not looking the best for sure. I have been slowly and steadily upgrading Robert Saleh's coaching tree. Obviously, he's a brand new head coach. Wasn't like he had a whole lot unlocked anyways, but now we can actually make the big unlock, the final piece. It's one of the most important things I want to get so that everyone counts as scheme fits during training. It's just more XP coming in the door, which is really good when you're a team that has, let's be honest, a lot of areas to improve upon for the Jets. For contracts, we have 13 guys that are looking to get paid. I think there's some obvious ones here. There's some less obvious ones. So looking down the line here, none of the depth guys, none of the guys that are like low-end starters, I'm overly concerned. But I think really the first two here, Marcus May, 28 for the rebuild that we're gearing up for. Maybe it's not the best age for a 5-year rebuild, but I think if he can hit 90 before he starts regressing, he'll be able to hold on to his value. I think John Franklin Myers, another guy. Let's give him a 4-year deal. Not necessarily a perfect scheme fit, 6'4", 292. Now that we're switched to a 4-3, but he is literally a scheme fit in game for a speed rusher. So we might as well just keep him on here. He's already had 2 dev trade scenarios. He's failed, but 2 opportunities this year one. So I think the future is bright for John Franklin Myers as a defensive end. Let's finish out year one. Hopefully get a couple more wins. Or if not, we'll just have better first-round picks in the upcoming draft. Year one has come to a close. As you can see from the standings there in the middle of your screen, was not great. 3-14 for the New York Jets. I think given the fact that, you got the new head coach, you got the guy that you think is going to be your next franchise quarterback, 3-14, like overwhelmingly the worst team in the AFC East. 8-game losing streak to kind of close things out. One win at home. Come on, man. Just not enough people in New Jersey coming out to support the New York football team. But maybe we were a team that was better than our record implies. Let's see. Zac Wilson. Ooh. No. 3,900 yards, 17 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. So that's not good. 55% completion percentage. Those are some Josh Allen, Wyoming numbers. Last in the league for passing touchdowns. About 900 yards, 7 touchdowns for Michael Carter. That's okay. From a receiving standpoint, almost 2,000-yard receivers. Corey Davis, 7 yards shy of 1,000. So that's pretty good return on investment for being their big free agency signing. 9-30-4 for Herndon, 8-4 for Mims, 7-5 for Moore. Yeah, those aren't disappointing. Defensively, Blake Cashman, 130 tackles, 3.5 sacks. 8 sacks, Carl Lawson. 15 TFL. You get 15 TFLs, 8 sacks, Carl Lawson. Jets fans, are you happy with that? 19 TFLs, 7 sacks, Quinnen Williams from a D tackle. That's really good. Rankins had a solid year. Really, the defensive line was solid. All those numbers, I can get down with that. 4 picks, Ashton Davis, superstar dev trait. 2 picks, CJ Henderson. That's 98 tackles, 2 picks. I'll take that. I'll take for the trade that we made, for how little really, Jamison Crowder would have really affected the outcome of the season. We got a better long-term corner that was on the trade block from the Jags. I think we'll take that. MVP went to Patrick Mahomes, looking more so for our awards. Let's see what we got here. Trevor Lawrence, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Zac Wilson at 3. Michael Carter at 4. Elijah Moore at 9. A lot of young guys here. JOK gets it for the Browns on the defensive side of the ball. And then for the rest of the awards, I don't think we're going to see any New York Jets. Unfortunately, it's just that's what happens when you're a 3-win team. But we have 2 first-round picks. We have a decent chunk of salary cap. We can get this team a whole lot better in just our first offseason. I guarantee it. And the year 1 Super Bowl is the Madden 21 special. Dallas beats the Cleveland Browns with, weirdly enough, Jordan Lewis. Must have had a pick 6 or something, getting Super Bowl MVP for the Cowboys. Before we get into free agency, couple bloated contracts. I mean, McGovern here, probably not going to be a better center on free agency, even though that's a bad contract. We free up some money. But 67 for Greg Van Rotten. That's a rotten contract. Let's get him off the books. And look at this. George Fant, $8 million. What? Come on, Joe Douglas. I said you were a great GM. Unless these contracts are what you inherited, some bad money being thrown around here. So after those cuts, we had big-time money to spend in free agency. And as always with free agency, while I want to win, I still think there's a sense where, Devontae Adams is not coming to the Jets. He's going to his contender. So you got to figure, what prospects who would take the money versus trying to get the ring right away, because we're rebuilding over here. So here are the contracts that I've decided to send out. First up is Chris Godwin. I think Chris Godwin got his ring with Tampa. Now it's time for him to go out, be the wide receiver 1, and get paid. So we're going to spend big-time money. Well, in real life, they spent big-time money on Corey Davis last offseason. This offseason, going out, trying to get Chris Godwin. We had David Njoku at tight end. I think, there might be something there. He's kind of been hot and cold, more cold than hot for the Cleveland Browns since they invested a first-round pick on him. So maybe career resurgence potentially here and be a nice favorite safety net type target for Zac Wilson going forward the rebuild. And then we got this guy, Chris Barnes. Pretty sure he's is he a starter, depth linebacker for the Green Bay Packers? Superstar depth middle linebacker, just sitting there in free agency. So yeah, we're going to try to bid on him as well. So that kind of leaves us with maybe running back. I need a right outside linebacker. Corner, potentially in the draft. There are some corners available, but again, it's just one of those. I don't want to spend all my money in one offseason. I don't want to sign all the top free agents in one offseason. And, I do like it. If J.C. Jackson, for example, was a scheme fit, made a whole lot of sense to bring him in, I would. But he's not what we're looking for yet at corner. And I think we did enough at that cornerback spot by trying to go after C.J. Henderson. So hopefully we can land our targets. And that'd be a great start. Plus 2 first-round picks. Let's go. Let's go. All of them. Chris Godwin, welcome. David Njoku, welcome. And Chris Barnes, superstar, sure, welcome to New York. We had the number 2 overall pick, and of course, the guy that I wanted is gone. He went first overall. He wasn't even the number 1 big board guy either. So that was a good pick here from the Lions. The rest of my draft board, the only other guy that I've scouted, and I'll show you that obviously we can't make a deal here, is a running back, and I'm not picking a running back at 2. So what I am seeing for the trade packages here is the Tennessee Titans are offering me 2 firsts. Obviously, they're for 2nd overall. They're giving me pick 23 this year, a first rounder next year, and a second rounder the year after that. I'm going to see if I can get involved with Tennessee. Maybe swap out that 2nd round pick. See if we can get a starter. Maybe get a young player from them. And then trade out of this. If not, we'll make a pick. This is what I'd do. If they'll do this, throw in Nate Davis. We need a right guard. He's a scheme fit for us right now. You can have the 2nd overall pick. Because the board's not falling for us. There you go. We traded out of number 2. Got a first this year, a first next year, and an upgrade at right guard. Works out for both teams. I really wonder who Tennessee's trying to get. Just want to see this out of curiosity's sake. They traded up 2 firsts, and they're starting right guard for a decent defensive end. Don't they have Jeff Simmons playing left defensive end? All right, so I got 3 spots here. I picked 23 in the first round, and I'm kind of looking at. One is running back, and I think the best of the bunch, probably Taj Hayes. early first rounder. Reynolds here, another early first rounder. Both these guys very similar in terms of style. I think Courtney Hawker, the linebacker from LSU, second rounder, but an early first round talent. 6'3", 253. Should be able to go to right outside linebacker and offer as an upgrade over Blake Cashman, which I'm very interested in. I need a right tackle. Just don't really exist at this point. That second round pick that we threw in to get CJ Henderson's kind of biting us in the ass because we had a second round pick. I would grab a running back here and then go with the middle. I'm just thinking I saw enough, I guess, out of Michael Carter to be like, let's give him another year. And if one of these running backs is still there, sure. Linebacker, early first round linebacker still available. Let's do it. Let's do it. Courtney Hawker is our pick. 76 hidden dev trait. Let's go. Number 9 in true value. Getting him at pick 23. We got 89 speed, 90 acceleration, 85 tackle, 83 hit power, 85 pursuit. Smart player. Play rec 77. Awareness 75. 86 agility. Really outside of like not crazy super linebacker jumping. This guy's a stud. Absolute stud. All right, we have our second first round pick, which was a part of that trade. Obviously, we traded down with the Titans. I don't think I forgot about that, did I? Let's see if one of those running backs is still there. We might have the best of both worlds. Yes, I mean, one of them is gone. Just went. He was a 78, but Taj Hayes is still available. Let's jump all over. We get both of our guys here. And he is 70. Ugh, the normal dev. No. It's not what we were looking for. But 77. Number 7 in true value. Getting him at pick 29. We got 91 speed, 90 acceleration, 90 agility, 86 carry, 93 change of direction, 80 break tackle. Yeah, maybe. If we get him a dev trade. If not, could be a good 1-2 punch with Michael Carter. Don't really need linebackers, much like the Bill Goldberg selection, for those of you that remember from the Jags. We got Home Alone here. Kevin Mcallister. Oh, he has a dev trade. Let's go. What else we got here? 89 acceleration, 84 speed, 84 hit power. Home Alone. Our first draft in the books. Very happy with how it turned out. You saw the selections of Hooker and Taj Hayes. I followed up. I got Dave Hobbs. 74 normal dev linebacker, just more depth at this spot. I mean, CJ Mosley could very well become a salary cap casualty sooner than later. I got a 71 normal guard, 70 depth linebacker that's almost a scheme fit, 69 corner, and of course, our hidden dev, Home Alone, Kevin Mcallister. So it was a big offseason for the New York Jets, big time acquisitions, and here's where our roster is at. Zac Wilson, 79 star dev. We knew we didn't have a superstar. I didn't really want to spoil it in case you didn't see my video talking about all the rookie dev traits. But stars, I mean, hey, he's on his way still being a fine quarterback. 79 star going in your second year. Given how bad it was last year, could be a lot worse. Hayes is going to be RB1, our first round draft pick with Carter. Chris Godwin, I mean, hopefully that's going to be the missing link that our offense was, it just wasn't clicking for some reason. Because I think Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, Chris Godwin, that's enough weapons. We throw in Njoku as well at tight end. I'm definitely expecting a better season from Zac Wilson. We brought in Nate Davis, 79 star dev from that first round pick trade. So that's a big get for the offensive line. Well, right tackle still not, solidified. You can give us another offseason. We should have a complete offensive line, which is, usually, you're counting your blessings if you get your offensive line all set, like a set and forget O-line after only 2 years of a rebuild. Defensively, want to see these guys all take another step. The front four remains the same. Linebacker Corey brought in superstar dev Chris Barnes. Sure, why not? He was a free agent, so he signed him. You signed him, but you only sign who's there. Hooker was our first round pick, 77. We're going to make him our starting right outside linebacker. Ashton Davis got that dev trait last year. He's an 80 superstar. We re-signed Marcus May. He's back there for the veteran presence. And hey, CJ Henderson, kind of cast away from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, it's looking good for us. He's an 83 and our number 1 corner on the outside. So still a work in progress, but I definitely think for year 2, really, really good spot to be in for the New York Jets. This is so recent, we're going to talk about this. Week 1, we already have a dev trait scenario for Taj Hayes, the rookie first round running back. The only thing bad about him was his dev trait. So if we can get that dev trait going with a win over Buffalo, divisional victory, it's going to be a hell of a way to start year 2, even though, we got to find a way to bounce back from that Bills loss. But we got the Pats. You can do that. We can beat the Pats. They're not Tom Brady Patriots. We get absolutely smoked, 42-10, but, you know, that still doesn't mean our guy couldn't have got his rushing yards. Let's see it. Come on. Yes! Okay, let's go. 1 game in. Well, 2 games technically, and our first round, a normal dev rookie got himself a dev trade increase. Let's go. Plus 20,000 XP. Taj Hayes looking like a great pick. Let's go. Pretty big turnaround here for the Jets. Midway point of year 2, 5-3. So, excited for that. Excited for the fact that it's been that quickly of a turnaround. But then again, you spend the kind of money that you do. We have the draft that we did. You know, it's almost like you kind of want that return on investment. You don't expect it, but you want to see it. And obviously, Chris Godwin, obviously that's the biggest name of the bunch that we brought in. It's paid immediate dividends. So on the defensive side of the ball, we have, oh my God, Quinnen Williams went up dev trait. Why did I not even acknowledge this? Should have been acknowledged. I'm sorry for disrespecting you, young man. I can say that because I'm 4 years older than you. I'm going to give you, I want you just here for the entirety of the rebuild. I'll give you a 5-year deal. 5 years, $67 million for a 90 superstar Quinnen Williams. Let's go. Nate Davis, now I'm kind of slightly seeing why the Titans want to trade him because maybe they didn't have the salary cap to re-sign him. Well, we will very much re-sign him. Rest of our contracts here, wait and see. I mean, you know, depth, $7 million for depth, a little much. Austin, maybe. You know, he's been okay. Rankins is solid depth as well. What, $6 million, almost over 6.5 for 1 year. We can wait and see. You know, Williams and Davis were the big two fishes we had to land. The amount of superstars getting dev trade scenarios and achieving those scenarios in Madden 22 is outrageous. I got one with Chris Godwin. Last year, it was legitimately 1 in 10. Maybe even that's being generous. So far this year, I'm probably batting 50%, 50-50. Man, that's tough. We get the X factor with Godwin, and then it's a 4-way tie for the division with the Jets, unfortunately, last in that tie. Don't necessarily know at the top of my head what the tiebreaker is, but, you know, doubling our wins from a year ago. That's the kind of progress you expect to make when you make the kind of moves we made in the offseason. Let's see the stats here. Do they back up the rest of the progress? So Zac Wilson still not great. 3,900 yards, 23 touchdowns to 17 picks, 58% completion percentage. Look at that. He's 28th in yards, 31st in touchdowns. It's taking him a little bit to kind of get adjusted here. Over 1,000 yards. We had 5 touchdowns for Taj Hayes. Happy with that. Got his dev trade. 11 vultures here from LaMichael Pirine, but I ain't mad at that. He was solid for me in my Florida Gators back in the day. 1,001 yards, 5 touchdowns, lots more. 1,000 yards exactly for Chris Godwin, 6 touchdowns, 845 and 6 from Njoku. So we're getting immediate impact play from our 2 skill position signings. 6 and 3 from Corey Davis. Hayes 4 and 3 out the backfield. All pretty good numbers. Happy with that. We have 130 tackles, 9 TFLs, 2 sacks, and a pick from Chris Barnes, our superstar signing there. 3 picks, 100 tackles for CJ Mosley. From a sack standpoint, 15.5 from Carl Lawson. Nice. 15 and 7 for Sheldon Rankins. 17 and 4.5 for Quinnen Williams. Smith Myers with 3.5. A little disappointing on that standpoint. 3 picks, Mosley leading the team. 2 again for CJ Henderson. I mean, the stats aren't bad. The stats back up the direction that this is going, but still, you don't want to be 32nd in yards. We got to figure out the offense here. MVP went to Derrick Henry. Congrats to him. Doesn't look like the Titans are missing Nate Davis, even though we're happy with him. Mahomes, let's see. We have Taj Hayes is the offensive rookie of the year. Could we potentially get another dev trait for him this season? That'd be kind of cool. Hooker, our first round pick, number 9. You know, obviously didn't really have anything that jumped off the page from his initial stats, but not too bad. Not a bad spot for the Jets to be in as we gear up for year 3. Unfortunately, Offensive Rookie of the Year did not trigger a dev trade upgrade or boost for Taj Hayes. He's still sitting at a star, but after just completely sleeping on Quinnen Williams going with dev trade, you know, again, I'm still working my way back into things here to rebuild setting in my brain. Let's see if anyone went up dev trade at the end of this season. Chris Godwin, obviously we earned the X factor there for him. Nothing on offense. On the defensive side of the ball, CJ Mosley's up to a superstar X factor, so that is still kind of a thing. You know, linebackers getting potentially unjust dev trade out increases. What do we have for Mosley here? Like, what did he... I mean, 100 tackles in a season. Yeah, he didn't have a bad year. It wasn't like, you know, some of those ones that we used to get in Madden 21 where a guy would have 50 tackles and just because he was an outside linebacker up dev trade. But still, you know, something that I would rather see tuned down just a little bit. But Carl Lawson with his 15.5 sacks is now up to a superstar. So, I mean, this is definitely, again, like what I said at the very beginning of this rebuild. The Jets were an investment. I would buy it, you know, kind of low right now. I think you get a great return on investment. I think this team is right there again. I like seeing the Panthers making the Super Bowl because if you don't know, we've been living under a rock. They will be my Madden 22 franchise. But unfortunately, they fall to the Kansas City Chiefs 35-14. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Super Bowl MVP. For our second free agency period, I can't pull it. Like, we have to just have some level of composure and not just jump at, like, it's Tyreek Hill. We have a good amount of salary cap. We also are going to have some big-time potential free agents that we're going to want to re-sign. So here's my line of thinking. First, Jamel Dean at corner, 83, man-to-man, star dev. Not a perfect scheme fit, but I do think it's time to try to make that big jump, make that big investment in the secondary. And then we have Montez Sweat, defensive end. He is a scheme fit, and if we sign him, John Franklin Myers, almost 300 pounds. I think I would kick him into defensive tackle, and he can pair with Quinnen Williams. But there is some pretty good competitive offers on both these players. Good chance we don't get either of them, and we're kind of left holding the bag going into the draft. But we got 2 first-round picks. You got to remember that. Okay, we got one. Jamel Dean. I would probably rather Montez Sweat in the scenario, but Jamel Dean is a good get for the secondary. Still have, you know, $60-ish million of salary cap to... We got big contracts coming up. I'll take Jamel Dean, and let's hit on these first 2 picks. We have pick 13 and 24 in this first round. I wish there was a right tackle. We need a right tackle. Brewer looks like the best guy. He's a mid-second round talent. If we can we're going to grab him in the second round, most likely. So we have 2 first-rounders on the defensive side of the ball. First, you have DeAndre Jenkins. That's insane athleticism. But he's a late first-rounder. And we have Zach Morris at corner. Also, I mean, Bryce Hall's been solid, but we can go all in on the corners. Go with Henderson, Jamel Dean, and we land in free agency, and then have Zach Morris be that third guy. Because I need a D-tackle too, we're going to grab Jenkins first and hope the corner's still there, because I just think this guy's insane. And absolutely insane. 78 hidden dev, number 2 in true value, getting him at 13. 95 strength, 80 speed. Oh, he's... Okay, terrifying. He's absolutely terrifying. We're not getting the double swoop that we want, but we still got a solid corner. We'll grab him. Michael Kramer from Stanford. He is a slot. We need him to come in and play the slot. If he can be comparable, Bryce Hall, I think 75 normal. So let's see what we can get it from Kramer. I'm not in love with the player. Oh, the dev trait. Okay, 74 hidden dev, number 24 in true value. Getting him at 24. 90 speed, 91 acceleration, 75 man coverage, 92 jumping, 73 catching. It's a nice looking player. That's an upgrade. Just showcase this one. This last primetime pick. This guy's most likely going to be a starter for us. Tavares Brewer. Give me a dev. Come on. We've been so lucky and so blessed in these rebuilds so far with dev traits and everything. Okay. 71 normal. 48 in true value at 45. You can start, though. You can start. All right. Just child's play at this point. Third round, Alonzo Canty. 73 hidden dev, 26 in true value at 77. The drafts are back, baby, in Madden 22. Oh, this guy had another tackle. Another tackle this on the draft board. Ronald Wilkins, 70 hidden dev, 66 in true value. Let's go. Let's go. No other way to cut it, man. S-tier draft. Jenkins, 78. Kramer, 74. Got a good tackle he thought was pretty good. Another just sick linebacker. And then we got the 70 tackle with the dev trait. And then I finished it out. We got all 60s. I'm happy with it. But how many devs did we get? 3? Ronald Wilkins with the dev trait. We got Canty with the dev trait. We got Kramer with the dev trait. And then we got the second best player in the draft with the dev trait. God, it feels like rebuilds are so much funner with fun picks. Am I right? Right? Here's the outlook of the Jets squad going into year 3. And I'm honest, the biggest question is really, can Zac Wilson take that next big step? Because I think we've done an outstanding job. The O-line, that first tackle we grabbed, he was like a kind of undersized tackle, 6'4", 309. I'm going to Madden just a little bit, move him into center, and then we're going to take that hidden dev tackle and give him the start right now at right tackle. So there might be some growing pains early on, but I think the upside is nice. And Njoku up to an 84. And anytime I mention these ratings, yes, there's boosts, but let's keep it simple. 86, 95. God, with 95. Let's go. Elijah Moore's been solid. Hayes got that dev trait last season. He's 85. But yeah, Zac Wilson, man. I did not think he'd be the guy that I'd have still questions over, but this is a big year for him here in year 3. This is a really talented squad. Defensively, looking good. The front four, we got Lawson and Williams as our superstars. Jenkins, number 2 player in the draft, just coming in, trying to make the squad better. The linebackers are solid. Mosley got the X factor. In the secondary, bringing in Jamel Dean for an outside corner. We got Kramer with a hidden dev. This is a team, 8 wins last year. I guess technically tied for first place, even though we were last in the division. I want double-digit wins minimum this season. I want to see Zac Wilson take a big step. 5-3 at the midway point of year 3. It's a solid spot to be. Right there, contention, tied for first place in the East. Got some contracts here. Glad we didn't spend crazy money in the offseason, because this is going to be a crazy expensive in-season. So Becton, absolutely cannot let him walk. We'll get him locked up. Carl Lawson just hit that superstar last season, breakout year. Get him locked up for at least the remainder of this rebuild. Same goes CJ Henderson. Very glad we made that trade at the beginning. I hope people are kind of, not necessarily, hey, C4 make a lot more trades, and every rebuild's heavy with trades, but when a trade makes sense, when I have valuable trade assets that I can make a realistic trade that improve the squad, I will try to do that, or at least within the realm of realism. Corey Davis is solid. I don't, from a production standpoint, though, I feel like, if there's a Tyreek Hill situation, I don't want to re-sign Corey Davis and have a better upgrade on the open market. But I don't know. Is there one? He's 28.85. I'm kind of waiting to see. Let's wait and see with Corey Davis. If I have to overpay, he goes over 1,000 yards, I have to overpay at the end of the year to retain him. That's so be it. I just want to see, maybe this will motivate him just a little bit. Braden Mann at punter, sure. Solid punters, get him locked up for the remainder of this rebuild as well. But yeah, Corey Davis, the big guy coming out of this. Let's see what he can do this season and earn another contract. Huge victory over the Dolphins. A breakout scenario for Elijah Moore. Guy's kind of been flying under the radar here just a little bit, and he hits the dev trait. The sim keeps blessing us. Elijah Moore is now a superstar playmaker. Wow, we do in year 3 with the Jets what I've failed to do in any of my rebuilds so far and get a first-round bye. 12-5 for the Jets, first place in the AFC East, as you can see, right to that'd be this side of the camera, the standings, and I'm 12-5. Very happy with that. We have some upgrades here. I'll just auto-spend those. For the squad, yeah, first round bye. Get to kick our feet up. Get an extra week of prep for Zac Wilson, his first playoff game. He must have done well. I'm shocked with this turnaround. I think it's going to be fair to do this, dude. There could be some skeptics going, C4, there's no way you have a turnaround like that without trying to cheese some results. None results were cheesed here, fellas. Now, I didn't even play. Like, sometimes, 1 in 10. Almost the exact rate that I earn X Factors. I might hop in and see if there's something that's worth playing. And Zac Wilson, hey, he did fine. 4,300 yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 picks, 63% completion percentage. We, I would say demanded, but we kind of expected him to take another step this season, considering how much better the team is getting around him. And he did that. Full kudos to Zac Wilson. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns there for Hayes. The rushing touchdowns here, though, man, they're like, what? You got 8 for Pirine, 7 for Wesco, the fullback. Might need to tone down the fullback rushing touchdowns just a tad. And Njoku has a breakout year. 84 catches, 1,100 yards, 10 tutties. 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns for our new superstar wide receiver, Elijah Moore, who's up to an 86 overall. Happy seeing that. 8-4 Chris Godwin. Not so happy seeing that. He's our wide receiver 1. I want to see wide receiver 1 putting up wide receiver 1 numbers like so far for the Bears and the Jags rebuild, but not the case here this season. And Corey Davis looking for a contract extension. I can find 700 yards, 3 touchdowns for less than a $45 million contract. Defensively, Barnes, solid, man. 113 tackles, 6 DFLs, 3 sacks, 5 interceptions. We have 10 sacks, John Franklin Myers, 9 from Quinnen Williams, 7.5 for Carl Lawson, half as many sacks as he had last year. I don't know what really caused that regression. Jenkins, 9 TFLs, 5 sacks in his rookie season. He has a superstar depth trait. Let's go. I was fully expecting that to be star. I'm off to absolute heater with the dev traits here. Kramer, the hidden dev rookie, 5 picks. He's star dev, but 5 picks, sure. He might get dev trait increase this offseason just based off his performance. This is awesome. Yearly awards, MVP went to Russell Wilson. Sam Darnold on the Eagles. Coach of the Year goes to Robert Saleh. Congratulations. Very much well-deserved. Offensive Player of the Year. Now that our team's actually kind of legit, we might have guys making the short list. Chris Barnes at number 5 for the outright award winners. We got Michael Kramer, our corner, number 1 Defensive Rookie of the Year. For the rest of these awards, that's not much, but whatever, man. We get the first round bye. They can have their awards. We want that Cinderella out-of-nowhere Super Bowl win for Zac Wilson. Let's go. So our first game in the playoffs is against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. No webcam for whatever reason. I know this might just... It's because I'm on PC. I can't wait to be on Xbox. But for some reason, when I'm recording this and my webcam at the same time, get a little bit of lag and the audio gets out of sync. So it's just easier for me to commentate the Super Sim without the face cam. For this is probably the last rebuild that I'm not going to be using my Xbox. So anyways, if we could just do with this minor inconvenience and miss out on my, probably the best thing to get my reaction for. 13-16, we got a field goal lead tied up here. Very low scoring game, MetLife. And we're hanging in there, down a field goal, and we go down the field, score a touchdown. Oh, let's go, boys. Playoff victory in the books. 23-19, 73% completion percentage for Zac Wilson. It looks good, man. The Jets are in the AFC Championship game. 11 catches, $127 and Njoku, 85 yards and a touchdown for Elijah Moore. Defensively, we got some plays. I mean, not really a whole lot of plays, but the offense did their job. Let's go. In the AFC Championship game, the Jets are hosting the Cleveland Browns, the Madden 21 juggernaut. Cleveland Browns in their opener drive go all the way down the field, score a touchdown, and they look to get a little bit more here in the second quarter. Kick the field goal. We're in scoring range here. Be able to pull one back, keep it one score. Second touchdown of the game goes to the Cleveland Browns. It is not looking good for this inexperienced Jets squad. Need a touchdown there. Don't get it. Do we get one? I mean, it's just ruthless. A ruthless performance from Myles Garrett and company. It's frustrating, but it's year 3. This was a surprise run, and I think almost anybody watching this rebuild, year 3, a game away from the Super Bowl, that's a win, no matter what way you cut it here. So, good showing there for Baker Mayfield. Not a bad game from Zac Wilson by any means. Our run game wasn't on point, almost 100 yards for Elijah Moore. Defensively, Barnes had a lot of tackles, couple sacks there. Just no turnovers, and ultimately the offense could move the ball when we need them to. So at the end of the season, look, the webcam where it has to be, man, Madden's so unoptimized on PC, it's not even funny. End of the year, do we have any dev traits? Let's see. Offensively, no. Wilkins had hidden dev. He's up to a 77. He's star, which is fine. And we had the dev trait increase for Elijah Moore in season. That's pretty good. Obviously, Zac Wilson, you'd like to see him get off silver, but is what it is. The front 4, all superstars. Franklin Myers, based off of his performance this year, gone up to a superstar. Kramer did not get a dev trait for getting Defensive Rookie of the Year, but that is a filthy defense. That's like a defense that's probably better than Rex Ryan's defense, like the last time the Jets were really good. And we lost to the eventual Super Bowl champions. Browns knock off the Packers 31-13. JOK is your Super Bowl MVP. I mean, looking at free agents, we got to pay Zac Wilson, but there's not one upgrade to be had. I need a center, and there's no good center, so we'll keep our money. First round's not going to come a lot easier than this. He's an X factor, but C.J. Mosley slowing down a little bit. It's not a perfect scheme fit, but he is the best player available. Let's see if we can kind of fit a square peg into a round hole. C.J. Duggan, early first-round talent, still on the board at pick 30. You really got to let me just keep picking like this? 78, hidden dev, number 2 and 2 value. Another one bites the dust. So after the home run pick, wide receiver, we let Corey Davis walk, so I grabbed 2 speedsters. Nothing crazy about them. No dev traits or anything like that, but they both got a lot of speed, plus the boosts are immediate for sure. Langham 74, we got 71 for Burton, And then I just, at the draft board, after that, my draft board was completely shot. I think Peter did a good job. Really only one guy below 65. I will take that, but getting number 2 in true value at pick 30, that's my experience so far in Madden 22 with the draft classes. We were 2 wins away from a Super Bowl victory last year. We got to try to repeat. We got to figure out a way to get back. We don't have a third wide receiver, but David Njoku is pretty much our third wide receiver. Everyone else has only got better on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, same to be said, man. I think the question could be Duggan. Do we get him playing sooner or later? I think C.J. Mosley, with that X factor, still deserves to be out there. The veteran presence that he will, but it's just get the reigning defensive rookie of the year. I'm fully expecting to have a top 5 defense and for sure a top 10 offense. So the midway point of year 4, and we're 4-5, which is not great. Still in the AFC East, but we are trailing the Dolphins a little bit, and they actually just cooked us week 10, 41-28. The last big important in-house free agency signing. These are the guys that we want. Do we want these guys for the 5th and final year of the rebuild? And I think yes is the answer for Elijah Moore. I think yes is the answer for Zac Wilson. We're committing to him. It's the Zac Wilson Jets rebuild, and he finally had like a strong season last year. Vera Tucker also get himself a new contract. Give him a little bit longer of a deal to give us a little bit more money in the upcoming offseason. We drafted C.J. Mosley's replacement, even though it'll be a little bit annoying losing an X factor on the defensive side of the ball. We did good business. We're still going to have some money in the offseason for free agents. Things will be setting themselves up nicely if this goes to a year 5 Super Bowl or bust. Okay, we got Elijah Moore, Dev trait scenario. Got the Houston Texans, winnable game. We lose 28-21, but Elijah Moore, he's sick. Elijah Moore is sick. So we made the playoffs at 9-8. It's the gauntlet. We're going to have to run the gauntlet. It's the wild card, but we can absolutely do that. And in the spirit of Elijah Moore, now being a superstar, we have a couple let's see what abilities that we got, right? We got Chris Godwin, who we signed in free agency as a star, and he is that looking pretty. Turn the lights on. He's wrecking ball. It's up the shading there a little bit. Elijah Moore. Got his superstar. What do we got here? Smash and grab. Pretty cool. Now on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, I just didn't want to parade around because I don't know how just the C.J. Mosley X Factor was. But he has relentless ability, which is, sure, it's fine. Take it. I'm not going to complain. Any and all X Factors are very much welcomed on my Jets team as we gear up to run the gauntlet. But we are now at 90 overall, so we are a powerhouse in the NFL. Looking at the stats this season, I want to see another good year from Zac Wilson, which, that's top 10 in passing yards, 4,500 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 picks, 66% completion percentage. He's pretty much got better every single year, which is, I guess, all you can ask from your QB. And he's got us, to the AFC Championship game, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns for Taj Hayes, 11 touchdowns for Mcallister. So a good rushing attack, receiving almost 1,200. Hey, Chris Godwin, that's the bounce back year we want. I love that. Our 3 targets all going over 1,000 yards. And again, one thing to keep in mind in case people are like, man, these sim numbers are ridiculous. There's an extra game this year. So there's one more full game getting added onto these sim stats before you start typing mean things into the comments. 134 tackles for Chris Barnes. We got 13.5 sacks, Carl Lawson, 21 TFLs. Outstanding. From the interception standpoint, 3 picks, Jamel Dean, 2 from Michael Kramer. Happy with the performance. Top 5 offense in the NFL. Yearly awards MVP went to Christian McCaffrey. Congratulations to him. In the AFC, we got Chubb and Des King. I don't think we're going to have really any Jets. I don't think anyone dominated. Yeah, no one quite dominated the Jets, and I don't really care if my guy came 6th or 7th. If you ain't first, you're last. Let's put that team success forward. I'm going to kill the webcam because I don't want my computer to blow up, and we're going to go on this freaking playoff run here in year 4. All right, we got Denver. Denver's a team I actually kind of want to rebuild Denver sooner than later. Obviously, they had the question mark at QB. What? How are we already down 10? 17? They're robbing us. We pull one back here. Oh my God. What? What are the Denver Broncos eating? Can we put these guys in the drug testing? Mile High State, they're not even in Mile High, and this team's juiced to the gills. There's something going on here. Denver turned the difficulty down to all rookie. We get slacked in year 4. Very badly. I mean, they moved on from Locke. They got this guy, Max the rookie, out of Virginia, who actually threw for a lot of yards. I'm very upset that my secondary gave up that many yards, but whew, a stinker here. And what happened with them? We got 2 picks. We got Van Der Esch, Justin Simmons. Just Judy over 100 yards. 100 yards, Noah Fant. Almost 100 yards for Cortland Sutton. Javonte Williams did his thing on the ground. My God. Kudos to the Broncos. That's a ass kicking. Unsurprisingly enough, because they're just really good teams, the year 4 Super Bowl goes to the Chiefs as they kind of work. Oh, they work Tampa. Look at the MVP, Van Ginks. Let's go. So for our final free agency period, I mean, we had good money. There's no point just taking it with us through the bag. So we got Jamar Chase. I mean, that makes sense from a wide receiver standpoint because you could have Godwin and Chase, even though Godwin has played in the slot. I think when Godwin leaves Tampa, he's going to be an outside guy. Jamar Chase on the outside, Elijah Moore in the slot. There you go. We got ETN as RB2 because RB2 eats in our scheme. I'm bringing in a fullback because, why not? And there is an upgrade here at center, so let's throw some money at Ryan Jensen. He's now a Super Bowl winning center from with the Bucks. And there you go, man. Those are the improvements to take this team over the line in year 5. And very nicely, we're able to land all of our targets in gold: Jamar Chase, Ryan Jensen, and Travis Etienne. For a final draft, I'll just go BPA, see if we can flex them on a little bit. Strong safety, Dom Holloway, really good combine, stats are on point. This would be the one pick that we added. Bring it in. Hey, all right, team, huddle around, bring it in. It's what I do. It's what I do. Similar to the rest of the draft from that, no studs or anything like that. No duds either. We got Dom Holloway. What? Look at this guy. It's worth looking again. 5'11", 205, hidden dev, 93 speed, 95 acceleration. With all the boosts, let's just take it into consideration. 75 tackle, 76 pursuit, 76 catching. Okay, go ahead. You clicked on the video to see a Jets rebuild, and for year 5, this is as good of a Jets rebuild as you're going to get. Becton 95. Vera Tucker 87. Jensen 83. Nate Davis, who we got in a trade, 87. Wilkins, who we drafted, 81. All depth traits. Joku 87. Career resurgence here in New York. We got Ingold coming in, dev trait. We have Hayes, who we drafted, 91 overall. We bring in ETN as a nice little complement option there. Godwin, who we signed, 98 X Factor. Elijah Moore, who we developed, 92 X Factor. Just for shits and giggles because it's year 5 Super Bowl or bust. Bringing in Jamar Chase, 90 superstar. The only disappointing thing I would think on the offense, even remotely disappointing, it's just we're still stuck on the star dev here for Zac Wilson. But he's developed very nicely. 88, he's still a baller. Just maybe not, a Hall of Fame quarterback just yet. And probably still in line with Trevor Lawrence, though. No one's reached the levels of Justin Fields just yet. But in the defense, everyone on the front 4 got that superstar. Quinnen Williams might have a chance hitting 99 this year. Hooker and Duggan both drafted them for the outside linebacker. Signed Barnes, who's diamond in the rough. Let's go. Davis, 88. May is still doing his thing. I don't want to disrespect him by putting the young guy in, even though the young guy's insane. Number 2 player coming in from the college. Dean, 87. Henderson, who we traded for, 90. Kramer, former defensive rookie of the year. I mean, this is... I want 12, 13 wins minimum, first round bye. This is as good as you're going to rebuild this Jets team. Let's get rewarded with a Super Bowl. At the conclusion of year 5, I'm not going to say unimpressive. 11-6 for a team that's 93 overall. I would be shocked if there's a team that's better. A little underwhelming, a little bit underperforming, but we made the playoffs. We got to the playoffs. That's all that really matters. Quick look at the stats before we go on this year 5 Super Bowl run. I'm calling it a Super Run because you're just going to believe it. If you believe it, you're going to achieve it. 4,400 yards, 34 touchdowns, 11 picks. Zac Wilson, that's good. We got 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns. Hayes, 460 and 11 for ETN. Unstoppable. That's good. Receiving, Moore, 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. Godwin, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. And Joku, 850 and 5 Fortunately, Jamar Chase, I mean, there's only so many mouths you can feed, and that's just surplus requirement. But thanks for being there. Defensively, tackles are what they are. For the sack standpoint, a little bit of a decrease there. 15 TFLs, 8.5 sacks. Carl Austin leading the team. 4 picks, CJ Henderson. I mean, he's been good. I'm glad I made that trade right out the get-go. 3 picks from the veteran Marcus May, even though we drafted his replacement. You know, we might have peaked last year in terms of, like, peak Jets, but it's still a good squad. We can surprise some people. Quickly look in here. Elijah Moore, best wide receiver. That's our first, regular season individual player award. That wasn't, I think, defensive rookie of the year for Kramer. So that's nice. Elijah Moore getting some recognition there as we need to begin this gauntlet against Justin Herbert and the 85 overall LA Chargers. Let's get it. Let's actually, you know what? This is year 5. Let's see what they have for a squad first. And then I'll kill the webcam, fortunately. And then hopefully next time we're on my Xbox. Works properly. But then quickly the Chargers, Bosa, James, and Keenan Allen with X Factors, Herbert, Kenneth Murray, Deshaun Elliott, Austin Eckler, and a random guy named Mitch Hutton. Was that the guy Cartman was when he was like a secret? Oh, it was Mitch Connors. Either way, that's a tough team. It's not going to be an easy victory. So we got it. We got a full playoff run. We'll pop a bear this. I don't care about any of this. Am I on offense? I'm going to get the first play. I didn't mean to hit A here. But people are, some people that don't watch rebuilds like, man, I wanted to watch gameplay. It's like, oh, have you ever seen any rebuild on YouTube ever? Because there's not a lot of that. That's just the nature of the beast. Good pocket. We didn't have a good pocket. Wouldn't be able to hit that. 22 yards to Elijah Moore. Let's get back to play the moments here. There's hopefully the kick in the ass we need as we go all the way down the field and settle for a field. We're losing this game. We are absolutely losing this game. We'll come in on 3rd down in the red zone just because I feel really bad. Let's see what we got. We got Godwin on the slant, Moore. This is a friggin' like all-star right in the middle. Just get the first down. Don't need the touchdown. We'll go no huddle. There we go. CPU punches it in. Oh, we get back-to-back drives in the red zone. This could be how the turntables. Oh, that's a stupid pass. That was really stupid. I thought I'd be able to bail out of the pocket and just dump it off to that running back. Herbert is just wilding out. Okay, we're going to come in here on 4th and 1. Got an opportunity. We got an opportunity to be great. I just feel like anytime we settle for a field goal, the Chargers are just going to punish us and get a touchdown on the next drive. There we go. That's clean. Who's that? Jamar Chase. When Jamar Chase is your 3rd option, you really should be blowing out the Chargers. If that's the case, you should be smoking them by that point. We're down 1 in the second half. Charge again. They just will not stop scoring touchdowns. Back and forth, game's on the line. I don't play defense. We get the punt. 2:46. 4th down. I'll come in. Don't give me something stupid. Okay, 4th and 4. With the 2-minute warning. The easily the best team we've made in a rebuild. Could be 1 and done in year 5. I'm going to try my best. Middle of the field. There we go. We got Elijah Moore. And we're in it to Charger territory. Let the sim do its thing. Get us into the red zone. Can they score the touchdown itself? They tie. We got a 1-point lead. And it's gone! Well, it's at the very top of the video with all the rookie quarterbacks. Wilson had the most throw power. Come on, man. Come on, man. Time out! Chris Godwin! Chris Godwin, let's go. Man, we get... Let's go. We still got 2 timeouts. I'm not panicking. It's almost 2 a.m. here. I'm going to wake up my month-year-old. But I don't care! Because I'm a beast in this game. All right, we're on the 1. Do I C4 special it in, or do we keep it? Oh, we go slants. Oh, we go slants. Any of these options look good. So, like, it's a Pro Bowl. It's a Pro Bowl out here. Fuck!
Boo! You suck.
I don't care, relax. That's 2 rebuilds so far. We've won 1 rebuild, and then the Bears in this one ends with me throwing a shitty interception. I'm sorry. I'm good at certain things. I know my strengths and weaknesses. My strengths, taking a Jets team, drafting the number 2 player overall in like every draft, making them a juggernaut and the undisputed most talented team in the NFL, and then doing that. But I will say this. I'll have this as my safety net for people being like, oh my God, he sucks. Okay, I know I'm not good at this game. I don't think I ever genuinely say that I'm good at this game. But from an aspect of, like, if I wasn't playing and we just wanted to see what the sim, there's no way we win this with the sim. The Chargers scored every time they had the ball. So, I mean, I have that. You know, it's not like we were going to win with or without the sim. So, like, the sim wasn't going down that field, getting that close to score a touchdown and potentially win. So, I'm sorry, though. God damn it, man. I mean, if you had to, like, figure it, it's just Zac Wilson never, you know, he never turned into, like, a true star. Like, he was, like, a good, not great quarterback. I mean, you know, I don't want to dog on when he throws for almost 450 yards. But, I mean, that's where we're at. From a sim standpoint, he wasn't that MVP caliber guy that you kind of need to win a Super Bowl. You know, it's few and far between that it's not, you know, a near S-tier quarterback going on and winning Super Bowls. And Zac Wilson did develop into that guy. So we'll finish out. We'll look at the career summary over these 5 years and finish this thing out. So in 5 years, here's what we've done. 21,000 passing yards, 130 touchdowns, 65 picks for Zac Wilson. Hayes, who we drafted, 4,800 yards, 41 touchdowns. Pretty good. Godwin, I mean, obviously had a lot of production before he came here. Elijah Moore got up to an X factor, over 5,000 receiving yards in 5 years, 38 touchdowns. He's a beast. He's good. That's a hell of a combination, especially if you're going to be playing with the Jets. When you get your hands on Madden 22, Zac Wilson to Elijah Moore is very good, very productive, especially from a sim standpoint. Defensively, obviously you want to focus more so on guys. I mean, CJ Henderson came over. I don't know how many of those picks he got with us. Almost all of them, I would assume. Sacks, Carl Lawson had his best years with us. 15.5 sacks, I think, was his peak. Quinnen Williams is solid, got a superstar. Same with Franklin Myers. Jenkins was probably my favorite draft pick of this entire rebuild. Finishes his career at 3 full seasons, 17.5 sacks, 34 TFLs. He was really good, really fun player. Kramer, there 9 picks. Got a Defensive Rookie of the Year award to go with it. It's good. I hate. Oh, what? I just gotta convince myself when I go to sleep, like, why did you throw that pick? You suck at this game. But also, why is my 92 defense letting an 83 offense? Pretty much every time they had the ball, they were scoring touchdowns. 35 points. I had to battle, get my team in a position to get back there. But Jesus, I'm sorry. That's all I can really say at the end of this. I'm sorry. Thank you for watching. I mean, I almost think that there's a lot of people that have that guilty pleasure of, like, would have been nice to see C4 win the Super Bowl with the Jets. But, like, I got enough of the rebuild of him building this insane squad, drafting the way he was drafting, and then I also get the enjoyment of him just absolutely shitting the bed. So, I mean, there's different strokes for different folks. I hope you guys did enjoy this rebuild. As always, first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Trying to, you know, it'd be cool if we can get 150,000 soon. But yeah, so spread the love, spread the word. C4 Madden 22 season. It's going to be a great year. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Likes are free, and they very much help my videos out here on YouTube and the YouTube algorithm. Help get them up a little bit of the search when people are looking for Madden 22 stuff. So you want to help support the channel. That is the easiest way to do so. And last but not least, let me know in the comment section below what team you want to see me rebuild next. I have no pre-planned. I literally am doing the most requested teams, especially right out the gate right now. I know I saw a lot of Eagles. I had some texts and stuff like that. But whatever team is the most commented in this comment section below will be the team that I rebuild next week. And I'll see you guys then. Thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow is going to be the debut episode of Pink Slips. It's a fantasy draft. It's going to be a good time. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you guys then. Peace out.